president often says that we're not in a recession because we've got, record job market, record low unemployment, businesses investing in America at record rates. So why are those appropriate conditions to forgive student debt?
Well, thank you for laying out all the work that the president has done. That is 1,000% correct. But we've also said that we know that some people are still suffering. We both can be true. It's not one or the other. The economy is stronger than it's been in some time.
You've said a couple times that this is a fiscally responsible way of doing this. But can you explain a little bit about how you guys think it is fiscally responsible? Because you can't say how much it's going to cost. You can't say exactly how it's going to be paid for. And you can't say exactly who is paying for the cost. I get how you're arguing that it helps certain populations, but how is it fiscally responsible?
I mean, the way that we are talking about it and what we're trying to say is the actions that we have taken, and you see this with the way that the deficit has been reduced. We have taken just the last 19 months, and I see that look that you're giving me there, Matt.
I hear the argument that you have taken previous fiscally responsible actions that give you more wiggle room to be
it gives us no. We see this. We do not see this as irresponsible. We see this as a fiscally responsible, balanced approach to doing this. Now, remember, people have said, "Why don't you do 50,000?" We don't want to do that because we want to make sure that we do this in a fiscally responsible way that we look at it. I'm going to take one more. No, but I'm just saying that we have taken. This is the actions that we have taken to show that we are taking this very, very seriously. I'm gonna go around. Matt, we can go back and forth on it. We can go back and forth on it.
Does the administration expect a large number of people who aren't eligible, who are eligible for this program to not apply for it?
I mean, that's a hypothetical that I just don't know.
Right, it goes to the question of why you can't estimate the cost, right?
I am answering this in the most. We just don't know. We are doing everything that we can.
So you could say this is how much it's going to cost if everyone who is eligible applies.
We just don't have a number to share at this time.
Why don't you? It's going to cost. How can you guarantee that it's going to be paid for, even if you're defining paid for in a way that some of us have questions about?
Look, I think what I can tell you is that we have done the work to make sure that this is done in a fiscal responsible way, in a balanced way. Susan Rice is the domestic policy advisor. I'm just going to reiterate what she said, and we'll actually know more.
Thank you. If I could go back to something my Fox colleague asked yesterday, and that's about who pays for this. Mm-hmm. The question is, do you all believe that this student loan program is fully paid for? And if it's not, why does the president think it was important to have all of his other spending priorities fully paid for to be fiscally responsible, but not this one?
So we do. So this is the question that my colleague here, Ambassador, got. So we have to get a better sense, right, of what we're talking about as far as cost. Wait, let me just say that out loud. She is the domestic policy advisor, and when she was asked that question, so I just want to iterate what she said. But we do believe it will be fully paid for because of the work that this president has done with the economy. When we talk about the pause being lifted, that's going to bring $50 billion per year back into the Treasury. It's from this plan.
Just to clarify, the previous, whether it was the Build Back Better proposals or IRA or the infrastructure bills, those were, in the words of the administration anyway, fully paid for internally.
Yeah.
You're saying that this one, because of the benefits that of deficit reduction, you're okay raising or lessening that deficit reduction with this proposal because of the work that's been done in the past. Because this one doesn't have any pay-fors, right? There are no mechanisms that internally to this that would raise money at the same time that it's spending money.
Here's what I would say. I mean, the question was asked to me earlier about how there's some Democrats who are not happy with this, and so because either they wanted more or they didn't want it at all, right? And what the president did, the step that he took, was to do this in a fiscally responsible way. It is one of those things that, always welcome this conversation, but what we have done is fiscally responsible. What the last administration did was not. It just was not.